Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Gas Mask Boy.
And me!
And we got my boy, you in here. So what's cracking? Today on the Chill Time podcast video, whatever this is.
Yes.
I call it 20 different things. It's just whatever's going on YouTube. What's good? What's good? How you been? It's been a minute. Most of 2020, I didn't film shit for the podcast. Why? COVID. That's just it's the scapegoat of why you didn't do shit last year. For real.
Exactly.
Cause like it's good and it's not good because like it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you really couldn't do shit. So like,
it's the handcuffs you didn't know arrested you, bro.
So it is what it is. So we're gonna get into some cool shit. I was talking with my boy the other day and we're talking about conspiracy theories. We got a little bit into aliens. There's some other stuff we'd like to get into that I figured this needs to be on the motherfucking podcast. Rebranded as Chill Time. Originally was Dope Overdose, and from that it went to Cushy Talks, but I don't use that branding anymore. So what's up? Oh,
Chill
new
Time
merch.
at the GMB.
With new merch. Look. Oh, this shit is fucking custom bleached by your boy. I fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? GMB Co. It's popping. It's new, and it's also limited edition because after 420, you will not be able to get it again. So get it for your 420 parties. Get it while it's popping because it's not going to be around anymore. I don't know why he's modeling. He just got a shirt he brought.
I got it from Target.
So we all know me, Gas Mask Boy. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? What do you do? What are you into? Let's go.
Yes, I know you introduced me as Ewan, but if I'm in the headspace that I am right now, I might as well be going by EWIL, which is a moniker given to me by the band Ozone, which is I'm a guitarist of. I'm a musician, been playing for 30 years. Started playing guitar when I lived out here in Whittier. I moved out here in '89 and stayed out here till about 2005, I think. Yeah, 2005 is the last year I had out here in Whittier before I moved back. But yeah, I was taking lessons in Uptown Whittier for about a year and a half, and then from there went off joining bands and shit and playing.
Now, taking lessons, where exactly did you take lessons at?
Uptown, it was at the what is it, Arts Pawn Shop right now? Okay. That used to be called Village Music.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a music store back in the day.
Wasn't there, okay, so you came around 89? I was barely born in 89.
That's crazy.
But there used to be, I want to say a shop called Zen Beats in Uptown. Do you remember or know anything about that?
Zen Beats.
I'm always looking for information on this spot because it closed down before I was even into graffiti.
No, I remember there being something about that back then because me and my best friend Dave that I met in high school, we went on to start, got into graffiti. He went by Cora, K-O-R-A, which is now coincidentally the name of his 24-year-old daughter.
That's cool.
And then I went by Niel, N-I-E-L. And that's because it was really easy to write, and it just flowed. So I'm like,
my boy, yeah.
That's gonna be the one to do because when I go, it's the same every time, and it's a fluid movement. Like it's every single time. So I can't get it wrong. It has a nice style. It has a nice flow to it. And then I would draw up pieces. Back then, I would draw up pieces that had my name, some sort of letter. But then it'd be this crazy pattern where it was, it was like these oddball, like, I don't know.
Like
it was
bits?
like little half shape, little squiggle shapes, right? All kind of like half moon type things, deformed half moons throughout the entire thing. Almost scale-esque when you look at it, but then I went back and did it each one blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. So when you looked at it, it was just this neat stippled looking thing.
That's dope.
Where from far away, from across the room, kind of greenish.
Okay.
But then when you got close, you saw the blue and the
That's
yellow.
dope because when you're doing like the halftone kind of stuff like that, the colors start to blend in. It's like a technique they use when they do comic books, when they do shading and shit. That's dope. Yeah. I don't have the time to sit there and do that, you know what I mean? Like I just want to hurry up and like either layer a couple colors, but to sit there and stipple, I can never get into it because you know what? It's just too, I would get so much anxiety doing it.
I like doing that because in the end, it was just a cool pattern, but I knew it was only going to live on that piece of paper. I was never going to do it for real because it was going to, number one, take too much time. And number two, take way too much money for the amount of paint I would need. So like, you know what? This is a nice little piece on paper. And I had lots of those. But the main pieces, I had this one where I did NL, right? It was not as big as this.
Okay.
I went for it. I'm like fucking NL, all big. And no lie to you, I had like a color like this. I had some ugly purple. It was just like, it was not a good mix. And I didn't do anything with it stylistically to really make it pop. And as I stood back from it, I'm like, oh man, that's a waste of paint. That looks like a fucking big old slice of pimento loaf. But that bologna with the pepper in it. So bland and just like uneventful. That. Like, and my fucking piece looked like pimento loaf.
Oh no, I'm gonna get demonetized. Just kidding. I don't
That's alright, I got this 2 gram blunt. And I did it. And I looked at it, I'm like, man, that's got everything but a fucking cow. Like those fucking trucks you see from the Ranchero guys.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got this light, this rim over thing, this rim, the dual fucking brace on the back, the frame, the chrome this, the chrome that, and then there's a cow on the side. My piece was just missing the cow on the side. I had all the other shit on it. It was like so wrong. I had no style. I was like the early beginning attempt at really producing a piece drawn on paper to the real world on a wall with no concept of how to really like, you know what? There's got to be a system to scale this from here to there and make everything feel nice, you know?
Well,
and I didn't
there's techniques and stuff like that, but I mean, you really, when you dive into it.
Well, it was like, I was thinking I should have relied on the art classes I took in high school and be like, oh, here's your way to do this and that. Just apply it to this. It would have worked the same way.
Exactly, bro, because I use vanishing points in all my fucking 3D. Because I want it to be like my piece is coming from a single point.
Right.
Like, you can do double points and shit like that if you're doing like different techniques, but I always do it from a certain angle.
Yeah.
Or at least in the same degree, like it all goes down, or it all goes left. You try to do like diagonals, and you start fucking up because then you're not getting the same fucking degree.
Yeah, because it's not just this every single time. It's this, and then towards this end, those angles are sharp.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Sometimes I look at my piece, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna make this fatter, even though it's not technically from a guideline correct.
Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing to the eye, it is. So you know.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's the same thing within music, where I can play something where solo-wise, if I'm really being analytical about it, I'll play like, there's one flub there, but the rest of it's really pretty good. And you know what? It gets across the emotion kind of nicely. I'll let that go. It's the same thing. It's like there's some things where you just have to give it up for the greater good, because you know the whole is much more important than just this one little thing, because you're the only one seeing that.
It's true.
You know?
And which also is going to launch me to my next part of this, your music background. You said you're in a band, you do a lot of music. What instrument do you play, and what got you into music in the first place?
I play guitar, and I have for the last 30 years. Like I said, I took lessons at Uptown here for about 1.5 years. After that, played with a bunch of bands. Joined an 80s cover band, oddly enough, because I don't really like 80s music that much. Not a biggest fan of it. But the shows were great. Lots of people showed up. But ended up meeting a future girlfriend at a show. And she went to college, and she introduced me to the fact that they had music classes at college. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll go sign up. Why not? What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Got in there, and I had the intent of doing my music classes and taking care of my GEDs, right? Or general ed, not GEDs, GEs.
Yeah.
General education. And ended up being, for lack of a better term, stuck in the music building for 4 years. So it was...
So my boy has a diverse background in music and what he does and all that good shit.
And I've toured. I've gone overseas. I've gone to Middle East. I've gone to Europe. I've done my funk band I played with. We opened over at... we didn't open. We were part of the Funk Fest at Anaheim Convention Center in 2016, where it was Cameo, Barkays, Midnight Star, Ozone, which was us, and One Way, and all these other funk bands.
Dope.
It's killer, dude.
So, you know, we're about to get into the fun topics right now. We're going to take a quick break to re-up on some water and maybe some snacks. We'll be back in a second. Yeah, we back. You know me, I get thirsty. I had to get an extra water. We're about to get into some dope shit right now. So one of the fucking cool things we were talking about was a little bit about kind of like time travel And how that jumped into The Simpsons, how the writers are time
predicted
travelers,
everything, yeah.
and they've been predicting everything. And you're telling me that it's so specific that it cannot be a coincidence.
It's not so much not a coincidence, but the fact that the writers on that show are so in tune with the pulse of things as far as technology is concerned, as far as politics is concerned, that they have enough of an IQ to go, you know what? Based on how things are going right now and how history has shown these same things to repeat, I bet with him in charge, this would probably happen. And hypothetically, they go down that road, but hypothetically, that shit just comes true to fucking life. Especially when you talk about that, the one image that just strikes me as fucking crazy is Trump coming down the elevator, and the cartoon is the same exact thing. It's like they copied it on purpose almost. It's crazy. That type of shit I can't explain, but. They
like,
they got their.
But doesn't that define what a coincidence is?
Dude,
isn't that like? Wouldn't that be the base definition of that? Like, because it's to the T.
To the T. I don't know, man. That's the thing. I'm not a Simpsons writer. Okay, I don't have that kind of.
We're not that funny or organized. I didn't write this shit out.
Right? I'm not. I'm just fucking flying the seat of my pants.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And
what does he say in the script? Just kidding.
Yeah. And I think with that, I mean, they clearly, if you study something long enough, you become adequate at it, and then you do it long enough, you become really, really proficient at it. So with them having their pulse on politics and future technologies and stuff, they're going to have a better sound of it. It's the same way as you do with paint and color. You're like, you know what? No, you don't want to use that company's can because they blah, blah, blah. This is the can you want to use. You know why? Because you have experience and you know why, and you know the inner workings why.
It's true.
Same exact thing.
It's true. It's true.
I went to Monty's camera shop uptown Whittier one time.
Oh, man. I like going in there.
Ago.
I just wish I knew what everything was in there.
Long time ago, like fucking early 90s. Bought a camera. Fucking really cool camera. And I asked the guy something, and he gave me this response, and I've kept with me ever since because it's truer than motherfucking true.
This so good.
Yeah, it's not it's smooth. It's not too harsh. And this piece of advice has served me well throughout my fucking life, without exaggeration. I asked him, so what makes this one the best and that one's not the best?
In terms of what?
The camera.
Okay, camera.
And I simply asked him, what makes this camera better than that camera? And he looks at me, he's like, because clearly he's heard this question a million times, like, why is this paint better than that paint? Fuck. You know? He said this, though. He says, you know what? Take something you're really knowledgeable about and ask yourself the same question about something you're really knowledgeable about. What are you knowledgeable about? I said, well, I play guitar. Okay. With guitar, what would make a Strat better than this other guitar? Oh, well, it's because of this. He's like, the exact same thing. With cameras, it's probably about the inner working of this, the inner working of that, the quality of that, the quality of this. So when you look at the difference in price, don't automatically simply ask. If you apply that logic to it, you'll have a better idea. Oh, that's probably why. Well, what's in that then? And you start looking at cameras of that equal value and level. Now you're starting educating yourself.
I'm glad you said that.
You know?
That you found a price point and then you expanded upon it to see what's cracking with it. Because, yeah, I cool. We on the same link, Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Same page. Book.
We boiling
chapter.
the same eggs.
We boiling the same eggs.
I just made that up. Patented. GMB quote.
Clip it. Let's see. Okay. We also started talking about a little bit of some alien shit, man.
Yeah. Now, did you say there was like 80 different...
All right, so the conspiracy on this shit, all right, from what I understand and through the words of me, which is also a little ghetto because that's just how I be, pretty much there's supposed to be some kind of galactic federation out there of these beings, and planet Earth is trying to get on the board. They're trying to be represented.
Yo.
We up the bat. We try to get into the clubhouse. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta say.
What's up? We gotta. What's the membership fees? What's cracking with that? You know what I mean? And they think that we're too ghetto as people.
Fuck them.
Basically, like, we are gonna freak the fuck out if we learn about any type of other higher being things, intergalactic.
We're too
shit.
ghetto. The fuck are we talking?
We're too ghetto. But
fuckers.
So one of the conspiracies behind that I had not bought into, but I had read up on, because I was just curious of where the fuck that went. They were saying that some people are saying, not me,
Some people.
that the coronavirus was created to better control us, like to show that we will obey and in lockdown, we'll stay in lockdown and all this shit.
Yeah.
So that way, when they introduce us to the Galactic Federation, the idea of other beings and aliens, if we freak the fuck out, that they can put a lock on us and hold us down, and we're not gonna fucking just burn the shit down.
Because basically, if you put yourself in the alien shoes and you look at it like this, say you want to go to your neighbor's house, but they got a kid that won't stop acting up. They're not going to want to come over because that kid's going to fucking keep acting up, right? So what happens? The fucking parents of that kid that keeps acting up finally get a little cage. Put that kid in the cage. So now you got, bam! Hey, alien friends, come on over. We got this shit under control. The aliens come over, open the door, see the kid in the cage, like, hey man, this is going to be a nice... Oh, they're still kind of loud, but at least I know I'm safe. All right, cool. Let's go have some meetings. That's what's going to happen. That's what it's going to be like.
It sounds like more like we're fucking pets.
Dude,
But I mean...
Think about this. Think about this. Why should we be... You know what we are? As far as the Earth is concerned and the universe... Fucking this talking. As far as the universe is concerned, man, think about us. We are the biggest fish in the smallest pond possible. You know why? We rule the fucking Earth. But outside of the Earth, we ain't shit. And if there are aliens, then how come we haven't seen them? Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? If there is, clearly they know more than us because we're still stuck here. If they're fucking able to fly, then we're dumbasses.
You know, and then you hear shit like the government released, you know, documents saying that UFOs are real.
Yeah.
And then people were like, automatically aliens, and I was just under the idea that an unidentified flying object means nearly that. It's unidentified.
Well, it's
they don't know what
Wakanda.
the fuck it is.
It's not from Wakanda.
They don't know what the fuck it is. Could have been a fucking rock flying through the sky.
It's not going to be a fucking rock. If it's going to be unidentified flying object. No, that's a meteorite. That's not a UFO.
Well, they couldn't confirm it. That's why it's unidentified.
Bitch, because it probably flew sideways.
Nah, who knows?
Nothing flies sideways.
Bro, I don't know, dog. It's unidentified.
It's a flying object.
They just know that
It could have been a cow on the way to the moon.
They just know something did this, and what the fuck? That's what it is. That's basically what it is.
Is what it is. A la Max
So you got
Holloway.
that going on. I've heard shit like that. The Canadian Prime Minister. I don't even know if that's correct. If they have
Trudeau.
prime ministers or anything like that. But whoever their leader is over there is like trying to make that happen amongst other people.
Yeah, because they're fucking able to control shit.
He's announcing it. He's trying to let us know. And that's as far as I got on it, because then I was just like, is this really fucking...
You know what, man?
Is that really popping?
You know-
There's over 80 already confirmed types of alien species here on Earth.
You know what?
Apparently.
You know what it was? This is what it was. You've seen those motherfucking movies where all of a sudden they're in a lab, shit goes wrong. Don't ever top that shit over, because if they do, it's the end of civilization as we know it. Pretty soon, something happens. They fucking gotta get out of the lab. Somebody runs by, hits the table.
There goes the fucking shit.
And fucking, this starts growing this moss that turns into fucking people that kill other people and shit, right? Remember? There's movies like that. Well, 2020, think about that. What if 2020 was this? It's just the tipping of the bottle, and from here on out, shit's gonna get way fucking weirder.
I cannot rule
That's
that
the kind
out.
of content you get on GMP, baby.
So look, all I'm saying is that I cannot personally rule that out as not being plausible.
It's not fucking wrong. It's not right, but it ain't wrong. You know why? Because there's smarter people than I in office right now, and there's smarter people than I in fucking high positions of science and doctoral people who know how to fucking do things with their brains, right? If we can think about it, it's already been done. The military and the government and their secret fucking little science layer, they got shit that fucking floats. They got fucking alien technology that we don't know of. That's far too advanced for us to even grasp, so they got to keep it under wraps.
All right, so there's supposed to be some
There's
other
some
stuff
crazy
about
shit
that.
out there.
They're supposed to, document shit, people.
Right.
I haven't delved that far into it, so that's why I'm just gonna stop at that, because I'm not gonna be here to bullshit you. This is just what I had discovered.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it or leave it.
Basically, it's just...
Don't get mad if it happens, and I'll be like, I said so.
It's basically just...
Or I touched up on that topic.
It's basically just us saying our astonishment at the fact that this is going on. Not that one of us is right or wrong, or that you should believe us. Yes or no.
Somebody thought of it, and
But think about it, this shit is out there.
Somebody thought of it.
Give it enough. It's out there enough for people to give it enough weight to even consider that it might be possible. That's something to be considered, because if it's out there, like, could that be real?
Like, all I'm saying is, like, the chances of me and him getting mauled by a bear right now are fucking ridiculous, right? But it's never zero.
Yeah, cows too, man. The death rate by cow is very low, but never ever zero.
Just saying.
And if all the spiders got together and formed one,
I mean, it's all. I mean, if you think about it, it's just a roll of the dice. Because if you want to get into like different universes, paradox, all this shit,
paradox and paradox,
like multi
paradox. That's what you get at a Jewish restaurant. You get 2 cooks. Give me the locks, 2 of them.
You get 2 locks,
so I can have a paradox.
I get it.
See, there's the band.
He's like, hey, is there not going to be like a band introducing us? And I was like, you're the fucking music artist. Yes.
It's us.
Oh, man. All right, so let's jump into the next topic I'd like to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever had a paranormal experience?
Yes.
I said paranormal experience in case the mic doesn't pick it up.
Paranormal.
I'm not,
so the one that stands out the most for me is, as a kid in my house in Paramount, California, when I looked at the corner of the house where I was, because this, let's say, let's say, okay. So right here's the top view. You're looking at the top through my roof down to the floor, right? So right here's the front door. You go up like this and make a right, and with that corner, there are some windows there. So that corner is basically a glass window, and then it went on behind the wall for the rest of the driveway. So as a kid, I'm looking out that window, and I just do this. I'm like, I look at it, and I'm not shitting you. To this day, I maintain this to be true. I saw a tall skeleton with a top hat and like a Dead T-shirt, like a Grateful Dead T-shirt, walk by. And then he walked slow enough to where he went like this by the window, and then all of a sudden he's out of frame. You know, I don't see him anymore. So I look, I open the door, walk out, turn around, and he's not there. And it wasn't like he moved too fast, but he just like disappeared, I assume. But there was that moment that I fucking for sure maintain to be true, and the other one that I know is fucking true, like crazy. I had this little He-Man character, right? Battle Victory He-Man or some shit, where the chest, it would spin, right? There's a little piece of spun where it was this solid little shield thing, then it spun it again, it was like 1 axe hit, like, oh, he got damage. Spin it again, another 2 hits, like, oh, he got more damage. Spin it again, it's back to normal, right? So I'm playing with this thing, and as a kid, my dad drove trucks, so he'd be on the road a lot. And my mom would get phone calls. Hey, honey, I'm over here in this state, hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow, blah, 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 you know. So one day during the afternoon, I'm playing my He-Man, and I hit that thing on the chest. It goes, shh. And as soon as it landed on the one stripe, it went click, the phone rang. And I looked up, and my dad's in the hospital. And Mom looks at me like, what? Picks up the phone. And sure enough, my dad's in the hospital because one of the V-boards came off the trailer while he was unloading and hit him in the mouth and split open his lip. So he had to go in the hospital and get some stitches. Shit. But as soon as the phone rang, I said, Dad's in the hospital.
You just...
and fucking, that's what... When I saw that and I heard the ring, it was like, ding, boom. Oh, Dad's in the hospital. It's crazy. So I'm not sure that I can say that, yes, there's verifiable proof. But for me... I believe that there is. There's some sort of connection with that sort of paranormal, can't explain it type shit.
So when I was a kid...
My jacket on, shit got cold real quick.
What's happening here? No,
it's the spirits. They're coming for it, man. They told me never to talk about this shit.
When I was young, bro, when I was a toddler...
It's fucking ghosting back, dude.
I'd have dreams.
God damn it.
And they would be premonitions of something that would happen to the person that was in my dream. Ooh. It was a family member.
Right.
And like, I'd wake up crying.
Stephen King shit right there.
Dude, and I'd run to my parents and I'd tell them what my dream was, and they would like pray for me, and I'd go back to sleep, and then like a day later or so, you'd get a phone call and be like, hey, did you hear
this person is dead.
Like nothing crazy like that. Like I would predict.
This person just
Like
lost a finger.
the one I remember was I was able to predict somebody was gonna meet somebody else, and I had a full description of that new person coming into this.
Oh wow.
And they were like, "Yeah, that's da da da." And I was like, "Dude,
That's crazy."
And I did not like that
Really? Why?
at all. That shit freaked me out so much that I straight just like turned away from that.
Wow.
And it like, you know, you hear people like, "Oh, I've shut myself off to stuff like that."
Yeah.
That's what I've done because I don't want to deal with it. I just like, no, I'm good. I don't know about that one.
Mr. CJ's not here.
And I always wonder like if I had ran into that, maybe where that would have taken me.
You would have become a conduit, and you would have fucking summoned demons from hell.
I'm good just painting walls, yo.
Imagine though, you could summon if you harness that, summon the right spirit. Yo, creative motherfucker, let's do this shit. You take that side of the piece.
I don't think that's how that works, bro.
You never know. It's unknown. Just like them flaying objects, bro.
I'm gonna fucking connect with the great Dondi and do a fucking sick ass fucking full burner on a train.
And me and Jay Dilla are gonna spin the beats.
I don't know about that.
You don't know anything.
As enticing as that
You don't know
sounds.
shit about anything.
I don't. I can't prove that won't happen ever.
Can't prove that it won't not happen.
So,
Melt your mind. Half the time.
half the time, melt your
And split
mind.
the seams with the reef hot beans. Let's do this, man. What are we talking about next?
So, let's see. Those are kind of like the major.
Pretty
key
much, right?
points. You got any good conspiracies?
That if a girl has a big butt, she'll have no chest, and if she has a big natural chest, she won't have any booty. I've seen that to be true, and it's rare that you find one that has both. But nowadays, can't be too sure, because we both know of one that apparently magically had one appear later in life. So nowadays it's harder to tell. But before, the logic was, if the top half is big and natural, the bottom half is going to be flat and gone. But if the top half is kind of small and flat-ish, the bottom half is going to be fantastic.
So
You can see where, oh yeah, that makes sense. You can tell why one's natural, you know? That's how you tell they're natural.
that's hilarious because I was talking more like the lines of like government conspiracies. But
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
That's in the fucking meat at McDonald's. The proteins and the hormones they put in the meat now. Look at them. Look at them.
No, I didn't mean link it to
Bam!
a
See,
government
I bring it back to
conspiracy.
conspiracy. Booyah! The government's putting hormones in our food to create soldiers for the future wars.
That's why I brought him on.
Look
He
out!
might be on here a few more times. Yeah. You know what? Now's a good time to take a quick break.
Yeah, this brought to you by Alkaline Kirkland Water
Stupid. I don't have
and
sponsors.
exclusive popcorn from.
Yeah. And now back from our sponsor,
Hell
GMB
yeah.
Co. Limited Edition.
GMB.
420 is the last time you'll be able to purchase these. Maybe 421 because I'll probably be hungover.
Yeah, that's right, baby. He's gonna be out of whack. You know why? Because he's smoking that green crack, baby. 1 pot, 2 pot, 3 pot, 4. Give me an edible. Well, I'll do no more. Why? Because I'll get so high I'll be touching the sky. Because GMB is the type that makes you go, what? Bam! That's a new commercial.
I think we're just going to become a radio show. We're going to have to do this weekly or something.
This is what weed does to you, especially in edible form. This is not normal behavior on my part, by the way.
I'm not trying to steal no one's credit card. I'm trying to just talk about some shit.
I'm not trying to steal nobody's credit card.
No, they always like the conception is though.
Oh yeah, we were talking about getting high stories.
Oh, that's right. So, man, the first time
It's back in focus.
the first time I got high was in high school, of course, hanging out with some of the homies. They were like a local band from the high school, and they did metal music, and that really exposed me into that whole,
Yeah, it seems weird. With
genre
metal
and
bands,
scene
they're
and-
the rehearsal places. Because there was a metal band at Uptown Whittier that when I was taking lessons, like in 16, they would rehearse, and I'd walk in there, and I'm like, oh wow, I like that smell.
My homie was like, "Hey, so like we're gonna have band practice for like an hour, and then we're gonna go hang out and smoke. Do you want to like come hang out with us?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not?
Why the
That
fuck
sounds
not?
dope. I'm not doing anything.
Right?
Be cool." So I got invited somewhere. I'm like, "That's dope." So I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." And he was like, "So yeah, we're all gonna pitch in for some green. The homie got this shit called Viper," and I was like, "Oh."
Viper?
Viper.
I love the
yeah.
names.
And he was like, yo, 25
Get on
bucks.
two
And I was
legs.
like, all right, whatever, you know, like, yeah, I'll bring it in, so it's cool.
Yeah.
And we went. It was dope chilling right there. They were doing their thing, and I really was like getting like kind of like into that stuff.
Right.
Like a homie of his, like I knew from one of my classes, like hooked me up with like 4 burnt CDs. Like, yo, check out here's a playlist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was like, yo, I broke them down for you. This is for the casual listener. This is for serious listeners. He's like, so
He
just,
was the Dante of his
he
time.
was like, just jump through both of them and see what
This
you
is
like.
really great shit.
And then from there, I
own a
can like
monkey.
hook you up with some more shit. And I was like, dope. And I would be like, yo, you want some hip hop, bro? And I'd be like, shoot him all kinds of shit. Dude, I would shoot him like Souls of Mischief, The Hieroglyphics, Living Legends, Murs. I fucking love Murs, dude. Murs is dope. But anyways,
Right.
no, practice was cool. And then they're like, yeah, all right, man, I'm going to go grind up the weed. And then we're going to head over to whoever's house. And I was like, okay, cool, dope. You know, like, I don't drive, so I got dropped off here. So
I don't drive.
I just need a seat somewhere or a place. You know what I mean? They're like, no, yeah, we got.
I'm down to go, but I just can't drive.
Fucking walk if you got it, bro. I had never done a mission before. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he's like, no, let's go. So we went. Dope. We were in someone's garage, kind of like what we got here. Couches all around.
Yep.
N64 set up, and I was like, so put me on that Smash Bros. I'll fucking destroy you all. I'm about to double this gram into a fucking ounce. What's cracking? No, I'm just kidding.
Big man's here.
So I showed up and it was cool, and they were like, hey, what's up? All right, dope. It's nice,
Right.
comfy couches. I was like, this is what I got for the party.
This is what I got.
Yeah. They're like, that's cool, man. And they fucking were passing around a pipe. And they're like, your first time? They're like, oh, man, hold up. Comes out this foot-long steamroller, bro. I was like,
Foot-long
pure
dog.
glass. And I was like,
Wow.
the fuck is that? Is there supposed to be a ball at the end? Like, I thought it was like,
Jeez.
is your bong broken? I didn't know anything.
This is only half of the bong you
I
have
didn't-
left.
Like, what do you know, fucking assemble? I don't know. Like, how's this gonna work? Glass on glass like that?
Bong Avengers.
So then
assemble.
I saw him that there's a big indent on the top, and that's where you
Oh,
throw
right.
the bud, and then you fucking pop it,
Lock it,
load
twist
hit
it, pop it, flick it, lick it, rub it down. Sorry, got carried away.
Bro, that was the harshest hit I had ever taken, and I
Really?
was just like, my eyes instantly watered
Oh.
up, and I was like, I was out, bro, and they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, you want to try some hash? And I was like, what hash?
What's hash? I don't remember my name after that. It was Thursday before I remembered where I was.
It was lit. Tom and Jerry was like so fucking appealing to me. I was just locked in for like an hour, just zoned.
How old were you at this time?
I was about 17.
Wow. See, for me, it was complete opposite. Like throughout high school, I was such a good listener to my dad that he's like, "Hey, no son of mine is gonna be doing drugs," you know, that type of deal. So I listened, yes sir. So during high school, I was in sports a lot. I did a lot of fucking after school activities
Okay.
with sports and you know, being a good kid. But then when I got into high school, I met my friend Dave, and he got me into like BMX, mountain biking, that side of things, along with graffiti. And then I started like dabbling in that shit. Oh, I'm gonna do this and do that. But never once did I ever smoke pot during that time. It was after high school. Went to a party with some friends, and they said, "You want to hit a marijuana?" I'm like, it was like that commercial. I felt all the stress. I felt the thoughts of my dad going, "No son of mine." And I'm thinking, is this gonna make me a bad
I don't
guy?
know why Tank came.
I'm doing this. It's like the 70s show where the camera's right here, and I'm like all sweaty and fucking drips. I'm like, all right. Oh God. And I didn't inhale. I was like, my hair, nothing, right? I got because I didn't do it right.
Right.
I'm like,
All right, Bill Clinton.
am
I didn't inhale.
am I doing it right? Because I wasn't told to inhale. I just went, like held it right here, right?
Have you ever smoked a cigarette before that?
No.
Oh shit. Okay, so I could see why.
Yeah,
you
so I was like, I'm not used to now to be like, oh, inhale into your lungs, you know? So I would do it, but it wasn't anywhere close to where you should. And it was only one. So like, it's not doing anything for me. And with the influence of my dad, I'm like, whatever, it's not for me, right? Stayed away from it until I turned 40. Not when I turned 40, but around that time, 39, right before I turned 40.
Okay.
And then the band I was playing with at the time, it was called My People. It was with my friend Rodney, who I'm in Ozone with now. he and I would go into this place in San Bernardino and write and record music. And we'd have rehearsals there. And as a band, there was probably maybe 5, 6 of us. 4 of them smoked weed. So every time they're like, you want some? Want to try? Want to try? I'm like, no, I'm good. I love the way it smells though. Like if I could make incense that had smelled like weed.
I've said the same before.
That'd be wonderful, right? Yeah. So watching them do it, I'm like, you know what? Not in a defiant way, but my dad's gone. His approval is no longer that important. I'm my own guy. He would understand as a man to man. You know, it's like it's weird to have those thoughts at such an older age regarding weed. You know, but I say yes, and it felt like the most liberating thing ever. Like, oh, I'm actually saying yes to this. You know, it was weird. There's part of me that's just so square when it came to that stuff. And then when I did it, I was a part of a rotation that was 4 people. Now I'm the 5th. So I got in between the last and the first. And it was joint, pipe, joint, pipe. So I'm doing this thing. And I'm just like, oh wow, holy shit, this is awesome. I felt giddy, I felt happy. I was like, oh my God. All these sensations, all these feelings. And then it started becoming habitual. I started doing it more and more. And then he and I would go to his place and write and record music because he had a little studio set up. I try to keep up with him, and I should not have tried to do that. This is a man who's been smoking forever. He's a musician who's been smoking forever. So right there, his tolerance is higher than norm, right? And I'm baby lungs, newbie. And he's doing 5 joints a night that he's packing himself in these cones that are kind of, I don't know, decent, okay? And I'm trying to keep up. I'm just like, oh. So I try and write and record songs or write something, thinking, oh my God, this sounds so good right now, dude. Oh, fuck, this is so good. Record it, do all the layers, sing, do all the shit, leave, save it, leave thinking, man, your boy just got a hit. Strong tonight, you know? Come back in the morning, sober as fuck, listen to it like, God damn. That sounds like a bunch of cats fucking. You know, it sounds terrible. Everything's off time. My singing isn't in tune. The fucking rhythm's off. But the idea was there. So I'm like, okay, let's sober you.
Let's go ahead and refine this.
Let me take care of this little buddy. You know,
we'll fucking start carving out the sword, yo.
But that's from then on, though. I learned how to get better at it while I was super high. So now when I get high, I've done shows. And these are pro shows at stadiums where we've had 7 bowls before the gig. Like, all right, cool, let's do this. We're fucking doing it, you know? So it's fun now. But yeah, we were talking about missing that first day, those first early days of your smoking career and your smoking arc of life. Those
do you ever...
Fun. Oh.
Okay, so do you ever do anything not high?
Work?
No, like...
Oh, outside of that, like,
no, I mean like
life?
So like you're saying like, okay, like we can go and do this. Like, have you ever just like,
oh, gotcha.
You know what? I don't think I'm gonna smoke today and just run this.
Oh, right, yeah. You know what? It's yes, there are. There's the thing that comes to mind. The first is, and it's this is the weed talking. I'm all stuttering. There's a woman I like, right?
Okay.
My ex and her daughter. Whenever I get the chance to hang out with them, I won't smoke at all.
Okay.
I'll be stone sober because I want to enjoy it and be so present that I get to enjoy it and keep it as fresh as I can because it deserves it.
Yeah.
I have to. I think it goes to the level of respect I have to the event I'm about to engage in.
Okay.
If it's meeting people I care about, yes, I want to be there and be like, hey. If it's somewhere where I'm meeting people I like, but I'm going to be fucking nervous, then I'll take a sativa edible, like a low dose of sativa edible, just to kind of cure the nerves. So like, hey, I'm still present, but I'm at ease. You know,
okay.
I'll use it that way. Because there's sometimes where, yeah, I'm doing 200 milligrams and I'm just going to have fun because I want to be stupid high. I want to be dopey. I want to be in that loopy area where I'm just saying the weirdest shit.
You know, around Christmas I decided to do something like that. But like I was going to be with a set of family that was like, man, I can't smoke. There's no way I'm going to be able to smoke. Right. So I just was like, fuck it. And I bought 3-4 Locos and had a good time.
How about to a party? while I was at music school, college, Glendora College, Citrus. And it was in Ontario. My bass playing friend, he used to have parties at his house because his parents didn't live there anymore. They let him and his brother live there. So this kid's fucking early 20s, got a house. He's like 21, dude, got a fucking house to live in. So he rehearses his band there, he practices and jams because no parent's gonna say, hey, turn that down, I'm watching the news. So it's just a lucky thing, right? So we'd have parties there, fucking students from APU, which is a Christian university, but then girls are whores. And then fucking Citrus, which fucking some younger dirty girls, but like college age, but APU is more like the older ones. But during those days, dude, there was lots of alcohol consumed, and I remember slapping some girl on the ass, and she got mad. It was on a microphone for some reason. She was on some microphone. Oh, what the fuck? How dare you slap my ass? Some white girl. Like, calm down with the audacity. And then I remember at one different point being in the kitchen, and we were making fucking pancakes. And I grabbed a can of grape.
Get the fuck out.
Grabbed a can of grape Four Loko and went, woo! Four Loko pancakes! Let's do this! And the fucking pancakes were all purple, soaked up by that.
How did they taste? We were drunk. We didn't give a fuck.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Because I know there's a way to make a Four Loko chili.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's on what is that show called? Oh man, I forget. It's I forget. But
Epic
they do.
Meal Time?
Yes. It's Epic Meal Time. That's what it is. More bacon.
I remember there was a party in Oklahoma I went to after I played a gig there at the deli in Norman, Oklahoma. We meet some girls there. We have a party at their house, right?
Okay.
So basically, they had a party. They invited the band. The band is just maybe 4 of us. We had me, the bass player, trombone player, and one of the trumpet players. Trumpet player, 6'5", corn-fed, glasses. Hey, nice guy, but he's very conservative, right? Trombone player, 5'6", dreads, white guy, beautiful blue eyes, like just stunning blue eyes. But white guy, dreads. Hey man, what's going on? Yeah, I love Rasta, bro. Fucking coolest guy, right?
Okay.
Then you had the bass player, which was Sean, and he was just clean cut, cool kid. Like, yeah, man, I'm down to do some stuff. Oh shit, you're really gonna go there? Oh fuck, all right. Then he had me, who was just the fucking elder statesman of the group because I was older than everybody. I was like, let's go fucking do some shit, dude. So we're in middle Oklahoma at this girl's house. We'd all been drinking. I'm like, you know what? I want to make some fucking memories, dude. Sean, come with me. So we're in the kitchen, and he's not doing a fucking thing, dude. Sean's free and clear of and innocent of any wrongdoing in this story. It's all me. But what happened was, got in that kitchen, and I said, you know what? Sean, we're making memories. You're going to remember this for the rest of your fucking life. Watch this. Open up the fridge. Pull out an ice tray. Start putting all this other shit in there. Fucking water with pepper, fucking vodka. It's even if it fucking freezes, I don't know. We put hot sauce in that shit, put it back in there. Hopefully freezes. Took out some fucking chicken breast, opened that shit up, seasoned it, and put it on the top shelf behind a bunch of dishes.
What the fuck?
I took a dress and threw it up on top of the roof. And I fucking put straws. They had a bunch of straws, right? Big old thing of straws, like regular straws you drink out of. All wrapped in a rubber band. Turned it on the stove. Fucking melted all the ends and all the... so they're all fucking close. Oh, dude, I went on a tear. I put a shoe in the oven. I fucking went in and put fucking I think I put fucking vodka in one of the spoon tray things, just so it would smell. We opened up in like some fish thing too, I think somewhere. I don't know. Not we, but me. I just said fuck it. And then the next day, at a different gig, 2 girls show up from the house. Hey! You fuckers, you fucked up our kitchen. One of you motherfuckers fucked up our kitchen. You guys are assholes. I'm like, don't look at me. I left before everybody got started. Did you see me walk out? It's like, well, I don't know who fucking did it, but fuck you guys.
Wow. Damn.
So good, man. So good. And then Josh, trombone guy, he got laid by a girl who had dreads. Who'd have thought? Yeah. Some dude in the middle of Oklahoma with dreads finds a girl in the middle of Oklahoma with dreads, and they get together. That's love. That's destiny. You can't make that up. That's a love story written in stone. Think about this. Rastafarian from Long Beach, California, travels all the way to Oklahoma to play a funk gig with his buddies, lands at a whole house party in the middle of Norman, Oklahoma, meets a girl with dreads, creates a little love memory that he's gonna be with for the rest of his life, dude.
Isn't that what a coincidence is?
No, it's not. That's fate. That's a tale of the heart. Fucking go with it, bitch. That's a nice story. Come on.
It's a good story. That's cool.
Yep.
You're an asshole though, for reals.
Oh yeah, totally. But
what made you want to do that?
I said, why the fuck not? When's the next time I'm gonna be at a house party in Oklahoma? I said, fuck it. I'm gonna make a good time, make a memory for myself. So when I get back and somebody asks me, hey, what's some wild shit you done? I got a great story. Sometimes I do shit like that. Like there was well, I won't talk about Hawaii. Yeah, sometimes you just do shit to make
my
a
only
great
crazy
memory.
stories are like going to flyer parties and shit back when I was young.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude, I remember there was a time my buddy and I, Dave, he was into raves, right? Knew a lot
Always
about.
wanted to go to a rave. I've always wanted.
He knew a lot about the underground party scene and all that stuff,
That's
right?
dope.
So he got wind of a thing going on in San Bernardino somewhere. It's like, oh, dude, we'll drive and we'll fucking, it'll be great, dude. I'm like, all right, I'm down. I'm in. Let's go do this.
Sure.
Yeah. Drive in the car. Now, mind you, he's got like a lowered Acura. It's kind of racered out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're driving that thing all the way out to San Bernardino, Fontana, where the 215 and where the 15 and the 210 meet out that general area. And sure enough, somehow we met up with fucking 5 of the cars that were looking for the same thing. Turns out they didn't know where it was either. So we're like, oh, let's look at the flyer we got. Started looking at somebody's sides. Oh, it's gonna be this way. All right. So we're all following, right? We're on this dirt road all of a sudden. Now there's like fucking dirt, head beams. You see all this dust, right? So you're like, then you hear the gravel of rock starting to come to a halt. You're like, all right, what's going on? Somebody comes around, turns the car around. So now you have like 3 cars this way, 2 cars this way. We all pull out like, dude, what's going on? Where are we? There's a fucking tree and then a field. We're like, dude, this is no party. What's going on? And some Japanese guy was there, right? Because he was looking for the same shit. He's there with us. He's like, where's party? And we have music blaring from one of the cars. He's like, fuck it. Goes to his car, cranks up. He's like, he starts getting up. We make our own party. What? And he's fucking grooving there in the middle of a field off of fucking the 15 and the 210. We never found a place, but we fucking stayed for about 15 minutes. We're like, dude, this is boring. Let's get the fuck out of here. But mind you, we're in a lowered Acura that's kind of racered out on dirt roads. So it's like, scraping the bottom and shit, doing this shit. It wasn't meant for that. So all the way back, we're doing this fucking, don't. Finally, we get back on the road. It's like, oh, fuck. It's like you just had a chiropractic adjustment. And finally get home, we're like, oh my God, dude. All that just to fucking party in the middle of a field with some Asian dude going crazy with the. But that's the type of shit you have to say yes to. So you have stories later to tell, so you look cool.
That's a good one. Yo, so I think it's about time to wrap it up. We definitely had a good one. Thanks for coming on.
It was fun.
Is there anything you'd like to promote or shout out real quick?
Well, I have Ewan Williams Music on Facebook and Instagram. Those are 2 pages I have. I haven't been posting stuff lately, but I'm starting to get back in the swing of things. And so there should be new content soon in the coming months. But other than that, not really. Not yet.
All right. Well, I'll keep you posted. I'll throw all the links down in the description of the video. Again, the new limited edition merch drops February 1st and will no longer be available after 420. So it's a limited edition run if you want to get
mad blown. Is that like an angry head?
Get mad blown? Like, dude, you're smoking.
You get mad blown, bro.
Get mad blown when you fucking hit the ball.
Gotcha.
That fucking backwood shit was dank.
I thought it was like English slang for like angry head. Get mad blown, mate.
Thanks for
Have a
tuning
terrible
in
blowjob.
to season 2021. Stay tuned for more stuff. I got more vlogs on the way. Maybe a couple tech videos. I'm probably not going to do those. I'm just telling you that right now. But, all right. Stay up and stay fresh.
That's right.